Welcome to the Sandro channel. Make sure that you subscribe.
Hi folks, Sandro here with 4 Cartoon News and Shenanigans, and today I'm actually going to be doing a prediction video, my top 10 predictions for the upcoming Nickelodeon Investor call, which it's usually called Nick Upfront. Have you guys ever seen it? I actually covered footage of it last year. As soon as all the news came out, I did like a huge video. And I talked about like all the new shows that are coming up and the movies like SpongeBob. We got a bunch of SpongeBob movies and stuff, which we still don't know a lot about. You know, only Sandy. We only know a little bit about the Sandy movie right now, but there's apparently going to be a Plankton movie. There's going to be a third movie that we don't know what that even is yet. But so yeah, I have a list of 10 different predictions here. And I'm going to be sharing them with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy the video. I know you guys were asking me for this video in my live stream, especially one of my viewers, Johnny Marrero. I know you really wanted this video, so I'm here. I'm doing it. I have a nice little notebook, so I'm going to be reading off my thoughts here, and maybe I'll skip down to Google and do some quick like searches if I need to like back stuff up. Oh, not that. That's my other mascot. Here, yeah, maybe I'll go back to Google if I need a little bit of help or a visualization of something. So the first one, okay, my first prediction, this is prediction number 1. Okay, we got 10 predictions. Prediction number 1. My first prediction is, of course, that we're going to be getting a Danny Phantom movie. Okay, so you guys might remember I covered this not so long ago, but Danny Phantom comic book, right? Or graphic novel. Yeah, Danny Phantom is getting a brand new, or I think it's actually come out by now. It's been a while. It's going to be called a new graphic novel here called Danny Phantom, A Glitch in Time. And when everybody saw this news, they're like, oh my God, is Danny Phantom coming back for like a new season, a reboot, a movie? Right? Because we definitely have been seeing Nickelodeon do a lot of these like weird one-off movies. We've seen Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling, Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie. Remember that one? That came out just a few years ago. We got Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus. So we've been getting a couple of movies here and there for some of Nickelodeon's older shows. People are like, hey, what if they bring back Danny Phantom and just do an adaptation of this comic here, or sorry, graphic novel, A Glitch in Time. So that's my first prediction. I think they're going to do an adaptation of this. They're going to get Butch Hartman in. They're going to bring him back for like one last hurrah here, or maybe they could bring Butch back and we could actually get a full reboot, or like I'd love another season. I just love another season where Danny Phantom and the gang are older. Butch Hartman even showed 10 years later, right? We got like a 10 years later kind of like drawing of what the characters could look like. I think Butch did this one, but like fans then took the idea, like these are good drawings, but like whoever did this, now this is where it's at, like I like Butch's like rough sketches here are really good, but this person here who's apparently named Amethyst Ocean, you can see there, I'll give them credit, this looks amazing. Like if they come back and bring this Danny Phantom, like sign me the shit up. This looks amazing. Danny looks really good. Tucker, I don't know about the Rasta hat thing. Maybe if they change the colors on that, it'd look a little bit cooler. But Sam really kicking it right here with the gothic look. I really love that. So that is my prediction number 1. Let's jump back over here so you guys can get a nice shot of my face. Why not? So that's prediction number 1. Prediction number 2. CatDog reboot. Okay, so it's been a long time since we've seen CatDog. I actually love the theme song for that show. I don't know if you guys remember that one, where it's like one fine day with a wolf and a purr. I don't remember it, but it's like CatDog, CatDog, CatDog. I love that theme song. Great theme song. But CatDog was recently in Nick All-Stars Brawl. Okay, guys. Yeah, you might remember him there, and he was actually a pretty powerful character. He had this like weird attack where he made himself like muscular. Hold on, let's see if we can muscle attack. Like Dog made himself like really muscular. I don't know if there's like footage of it. That might be footage of, yeah. This one right here. Basically, Dog could make himself buff, just like that one episode of the show way back in the day. I'm sure some of you older fans might remember that episode, but Yeah, like CatDog has recently had a resurgence because of this video game, and he was a pretty popular character in the first couple of weeks, if not the first month, when the show or when this game came out. Now the game did die very quickly. There's rumors that actually I think wasn't it confirmed that there's like going to be a sequel to Nick All Stars Brawl 2. I think there's a sequel coming to it. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to double check. But CatDog has been in the limelight. And I think, honestly, I think the original CatDog had a great ending. Like, they could just reboot this. I don't think anybody wants, like, a new season of CatDog. I think they could just safely make a new show. Just reboot it from scratch. And hopefully it has, like, 2D animation. Like, I'm really sick. Like, this looks good, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this looks like a great 3D model. That's a fantastic 3D model, but nothing beats the original, like, cartoon, right? Like, Nickelodeon needs to go back to 2D animation. They've really been straying from the path recently. And so that's my prediction number 2. I'm really hoping that if we do get any reboots, like, go back to 2D animation. So the next thing is we're going to finally get an update. This is what is it? Wish list number prediction number 3. Okay, prediction number 3. We're finally gonna get an update on Ren and Stimpy. Okay, Ren and Stimpy. It's been a while. Hold on. Where's my Ren? I think I have a Ren. There they are. Yes, we we had to get them out here. Ren and Stimpy. There you go. Ren is giving you the okay sign, and Stimpy is just drugged out of his mind, showing his butthole. Okay. So Ren and Stimpy here, they're having a blast. But you know who's not having a blast? The fans who have been waiting for the new reboot of Ren and Stimpy. So Billy West, you know Billy West, he's the voice actor of like Philip J. Fry from Futurama. And he also, I think he does Zap Brannigan and even Farnsworth, and he does the red M&M on the commercials. So yeah, Billy West, he actually does Ren and Stimpy. He does both of them. And he said a while back that, yeah, the show was still, fans thought it was canceled, but apparently it's still happening. So we are getting a Ren and Stimpy reboot. One of the issues was like the creator, what was his name? Like John K or something like that. John CK or something. I can't remember his name, but like there was a whole controversy that like there was some allegations there, and like it's been a touchy thing getting like a Ren and Stimpy reboot off the ground for Nickelodeon for whatever reason, but I actually really like Ren and Stimpy. I want them to come back, and you know, just look at these two guys. You can't keep them away from the big screen. Come on now. Yeah, I'd really enjoy seeing Ren and Stimpy come back for, even if it's like 10, 20 episodes. I just love to see them again after all these years. So that's going to be prediction number 3. We're going to go right on to prediction number 4. And earlier in the video, I was talking about the Patrick, or not the SpongeBob. So last Nickelodeon Upfront, back in 2022, last February, I think it was, we got a huge drops from SpongeBob. We're getting a 4th SpongeBob movie sometime later down the line. We're getting a Sandy Cheeks movie called Saving Bikini Bottom. We're getting a Plankton movie. I'm actually a little bit more excited for the Plankton movie as opposed to you know, the Sandy. I don't know. I like Sandy, but like Plankton, he's a really cool character. I'd love to see more from Plankton. Yeah, and what would the plot even be? Like, is he just gonna steal the formula for the millionth time, or? You know, what would the plot of a Plankton movie be? Because like the first SpongeBob movie kind of was the Plankton movie. You know, he actually kind of like conquered Bikini Bottom, and then it was up to SpongeBob and Patrick to stop his plan. So yeah, like how are they ever gonna top the first SpongeBob movie? Like that would be crazy if they actually did it. But yeah, I don't know how a Plankton movie would work, but I'm interested. But the third movie, right? They announced a mysterious third movie that they didn't like give us any details of. One of the people that works on SpongeBob said one of those movies, whether it's the Sandy one, the Forced SpongeBob one, or the Plankton one, or the mysterious one, would include Pearl. They're going to bring Pearl because I feel like Pearl's been neglected, but one of the ideas that you know, you guys had in my stream alongside myself was that maybe they're going to finally show like Pearl's origin story. Like, how did Mr. Krabs end up adopting Pearl? That could be a cool movie. Like, I would really enjoy that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think you guys said that like one of Steven Universe's like show Bible, like he had a Bible and he said like never explain Pearl's mother or something like that. So it might never happen. We might never get Pearl's backstory. But the idea that you guys have been weighing on my shoulders here was that, yeah, Patrick, they're probably going to do a Patrick Star Show movie. Patrick Star Show has been very, very popular alongside Camp Coral. I think the Patrick Star Show is actually more popular than Camp Coral. I actually don't like Camp Coral, just in case you guys wanted my opinion. I think it's shit. It's not as good as like the real SpongeBob or the Patrick Star Show even. But yeah, I think that they're just going to make a 3D. They already mentioned that all the movies are going to be 3D animation. So I think they're just going to, even though Patrick Star Show is 2D, I think they're just going to give it the 3D treatment and just make a Patrick movie with his family or whatever. And yeah, there's not a lot to talk about there. Like, what would the plot be? I don't know. It's Patrick. You could literally do like any stupid ass plot you wanted to. I'm assuming his whole family would go with him, whatever adventure they go on. The family would probably come with him. What is his sister's name? Like Squidina or something? Yeah, it'd probably be the whole family, right? So yeah. That's my number 4 prediction. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that one. Most of you guys in my Discord and whatever, you've already ran this by me. You're like, yeah, Sandro, that's probably going to happen. So I think so. But if they end up going down the route where we get a Pearl movie, sign me up, folks. I do want to see that origin story. But now we're here on number 5, folks. Number 5. Prediction number 5. Jimmy Neutron coming back for a new season. That's my number 5 prediction. I don't want to see a Jimmy Neutron reboot. I want to see, like, I would actually go back and rewatch every episode if they made like a new season. Like, I love Jimmy Neutron. Also, another prediction. Maybe I could split this into 2 predictions. Either we're going to get a new season or a new movie. Remember this, folks. Jimmy Neutron started out as a movie. I actually saw that. My mom brought me to see that in theaters as a kid. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. You guys remember that one? Yeah. Oh my god, what, the Yugopotamians? Is that what they were called, with the ultra chicken or whatever? What was it called? Mega Chicken Ultron, right? Whatever the hell the chicken's name was, where they do the chicken dance and oh my god, yeah. I love that movie. And I feel like the kids, like, there's been a disconnect with Jimmy Neutron where like a lot of people saw it as kids, and then it feels like we're missing a generation that just never got introduced to Jimmy Neutron. So bringing Jimmy Neutron back for a movie, like a new movie, or like not a reboot of the show, just a new season of the show, would be really fun. Like, they could just leave off where they picked up, like wherever the last episode. Oh, it's been so long, I can't remember where they ended off on, but wherever Jimmy Neutron ended up, they could literally, like, science, right? Like, Jimmy Neutron could just like make an invention, like he could do a time travel, he could go back in time. We could literally get anything with Jimmy Neutron. Whenever you involve super science and like all kinds of like weird stuff like that, like Dexter's Lab, you can just have any plots, right? Like Rick and Morty, like science fiction. Once you touch science fiction, everything's on the table here. So very, very interesting stuff. I think like a new I would love a movie personally. I'd like to see a new Jimmy Neutron movie, but the show was really good. I actually love some of the villains on the show. I think my favorite has to be Professor Calamitous. He just never could finish anything. That has to be like one of the best villains. Like such a memorable villain too, for sure, from Jimmy Neutron. And obviously the Yugopotamians, or am I even pronouncing that right? I think I am, right? It's been a while, but they were good. They stopped by like every couple, like, what was it, once or twice a season, you would get like a plot from them where they try and take over the earth again or something. Just a bunch of weird episodes. Later on, they even had like Jimmy Neutron as like a super spy, where like there was like a hot chick that he would like hang out with and like solve crimes with. Like, what a great show, folks. Like, what a great show. Personally, yeah, maybe in the future, wouldn't it be cool to see a spin-off where Jimmy just does the super spy thing full time, right? Like, maybe he abandons being a boy genius and he just becomes a super spy. It's also implied in the Christmas episode that eventually Jimmy Neutron just becomes Santa Claus. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. Apparently Jimmy just becomes Santa later on in life, but yeah, I don't really know, but there's a lot of possibilities. This is a cartoon, you got science fiction. The sky's the limit here. I just want to see more Jimmy Neutron. So that's prediction number 5. We're either going to get a new season of Jimmy or a movie. I think it's time for a new movie. Like Jimmy, he started out as a movie franchise. Like we need to bring back Jimmy Neutron for a movie. So that's going to be that. The next one I have written down here is My Life as a Teenage Robot getting a reboot or a new season. I think it'll probably get a reboot if it comes back. So similar to Nick All-Stars Brawl, let's go back to the internet here. We're going to type in XJ9, otherwise known as Jenny, and there you go. So Jenny has come back for All-Stars Brawl. I think she was the first DLC. I could be wrong about that. But Jenny came back for Nick All-Stars Brawl as the first DLC character. And I think there was a lot of hype around her. Like I feel like My Life as a Teenage Robot was a much more forgotten show compared to some of the other big hitters like, Jimmy Neutron. What was it? Danny Phantom, My Life, or not My Life, Fairly OddParents, SpongeBob. These were the big hitters. My Life as a Teenage Robot, a lesser known one for sure. But yeah, like I think My Life as a Teenage Robot with the reintroduction of this character in Nick All-Stars Brawl, maybe the Nickelodeon higher ups say, hey, it's been a long time since fans have seen Jenny. Maybe we'll bring her back for a movie, a reboot. I think a reboot would just happen. Just like a new universe. Maybe she has a new art style. I love the old art style. This was such a classic art style. I love that so much. I just look at that, awesome character design there. I'd like to see her reimagined for a new audience. And of course they did have the artwork from Nick All-Stars Brawl, but I don't want to see 3D Jenny, I want to see 2D Jenny. Because she looks way better there. There's Rocco. Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life, which is also in the game. And we have this nice picture here with a bunch of fan favorite characters that are all in Nick All-Stars Brawl. Pretty cool. Now, one of the reasons they could do this is that Nickelodeon Splat logo. So they're bringing back the Splat logo. I don't know if you guys were reading about this, but hold on, Nickelodeon returns. What was it? They brought back the Splat logo. Did Nickelodeon just bring back the Splat logo from Valsky Bum? A bunch of people talking about it. We're basically going. They brought back the Splat logo from back in the day, and maybe that's a symbolism that they're going to be going back to some of their old cartoons and giving them reboots and new movies. It could be. I really hope so. And I think bringing back My Life as a Teenage Robot could be a great way to, bring back the past for a new generation. So that's my thoughts on that. Then we have, so that was number 6. Okay, so My Life as a Teenage Robot reboot. Then we have, okay, now this one, I'm actually, actually, let's go back to the internet. What am I talking about here? So Rugrats 3D. So they brought back the Rugrats for 3D, a new 3D animated show here. It already has 2 or 3 seasons confirmed for sure. And the Rugrats 3D reboot cast interview. So this is the new show. I'm not the biggest fan of the designs, and I don't like that they made Phil and Lil. You guys remember Phil and Lil right here, the twins? They actually made their mother Betty into a lesbian, which is just shocking for no reason. The original show, she was just a bit of a tomboy. She wasn't a lesbian. She had a wife named Howard. And is Howard even in the show? I don't know. What did they do to Howard? Did they just kill him? I have no idea. Poor Howard. He got the axe here. And they also made some weird changes too. Susie was de-aged, you could see there. Susie used to be Angelica's age, but then they de-aged her, and then they also brought in Kimiko and Kira, and without Paris. They didn't do the Paris movie. They just brought all the characters in. This reboot, I don't know. You guys told me it's somewhat okay, but I'm not into it. I'm just not into it. And at least the grandpa character looks the same from how he used to look, but not really loving the new show here. Just not a fan. But because Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys, they kind of were connected. They even had a weird crossover movie where it was Rugrats meet the Wild Thornberrys, and I remember that. I actually went to the Blockbuster, and they'd give you a scratch and sniff card. So when you went to go see the movie, a little symbol would appear in the theater. You'd scratch it with a coin or whatever. and then you'd sniff it and you could like get a scent of what the movie might smell like if you were actually in the movie. I love that idea. The scratch and sniff cards, they don't do that shit anymore, and I do miss those days. But because Rugrats, this seems to have been a very successful reboot for Nickelodeon, just bringing back a fan favorite show that was from the golden age there. I think that, yeah, why wouldn't they bring back the Wild Thornberrys for a 3D reboot, just like what they did here? I could see it happening. Nigel was like a huge meme character in All Stars Brawl, right? Nigel Thornberry, just a huge meme character that people really liked. Also, Hugh Neutron was pretty big, in that game for whatever reason. Everyone just wanted Hugh Neutron. But really everybody loves Nigel, and they love his catchphrase where he's like smashing, Yes, everyone loves Nigel. So that's going to be that. So Wild Thornberrys 3D. That's my prediction here. Just because we had a Rugrats 3D, and maybe we could get another Wild Rugrat, or sorry, maybe we'll get another situation where the Rugrats do a crossover with the 3D Wild Thornberry show in the future. That could be an interesting idea. Number 8. So that was number 7, Wild Thornberrys 3D reboot. And then, okay, now this is a wackier idea. Number 8, okay, so we seen Fairly OddParents recently had a live action show, which was called the Fairly Odd, what was it called? Fairly OddParents Fairly Odder. That show was a huge flop. After one season, it's already been removed from Nickelodeon. Nobody knows if the show's even been canceled or what the hell the situation is, but that show was creepy and weird and terrible. And you, at one point, they had a catchphrase where they said "Scooty, Scooty, come" to make a time scooter appear. It was truly just trash, just a trash show. I did not like it. I especially didn't I thought it was a bit creepy that Mr. Crocker, who looks like a 45-year-old guy, is dating Vicky, who looks like she's only 20 or something, 20 or 30. I don't know, man. A little bit creepy there with the whole Vicky X Crocker situation. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I did not like the show. I especially didn't like Vivian and Roy's parents. I thought they were just awful. Oh my God. Vivian and Roy themselves weren't that bad though. They were pretty okay. I think Roy probably was the best character, but just overall a terrible show. My thoughts on this were that they very clearly love the Fairly OddParents brand. It was such a big show back in the day, right? One of the best Nicktoons ever made, I would even say. My theory here is that we're going to get an announcement that they're going to make a spin-off of the Fairly OddParents, where we get to see a new family with new fairies. So no more Cosmo and Wanda. We're going to get a new family, kind of like what they did with Remy Box of Plenty. You guys remember Remy? He had Wandissimo, right? So we never really got to see a lot of the other godchildren and their Fairly OddParents. So my theory here is that we're going to see a new family. Maybe they don't live in America. Maybe they live in Canada. Maybe they live in a different country. That could just be really interesting, right? Getting a different country's perspective of Fairly OddParents. Maybe we could even see some of the wishes, right? Maybe it takes place at the same time Timmy Turner's story was going on. Remember how Timmy made all these weird wishes? One time he made the entirety of existence, everybody lost their color and they became these gray blobs. What if we saw that from the other character just wakes up one day and then they turn into a gray blob and they're what the hell? And then they're it would be cool to see all the other people in the world that had godparents. We never really got to see their perspective of Timmy's wishes. So we could, you guys ever see Milo Murphy, where it's kind of Phineas and Ferb? Some of the things that were happening in Phineas and Ferb were also happening in Milo Murphy. The amusement park, in the first episode of Phineas and Ferb, it falls down. And it turns out one of the characters from Milo Murphy actually saw the crash. And, so wouldn't it be cool to see different perspectives? Maybe a character from Canada or, I don't know, Sweden, Norway, European Union, anywhere down there. Just a weird version where we get a different Fairly OddParent family, different characters, not Cosmo and Wanda. They still obey Jordan. So Jorgen von Strangle would still be the headmaster of all the fairies or whatever. or like what is his like role? Like the leader of the fair? What do they even call him? I don't know. Jorgen von Strangle would basically be like the ruler, I guess, of the fairy world still. We would just get a different family. That would be the idea, kind of like what they did with the Casa Grandes and the situation with the Loud House, kind of like that, where it's like it's just a different family with the same Loud House formula, just a different family with the same Fairly Odd Parents formula. That I'd love to see that. They'd probably have to bring Butch Hartman back for that one. And I, considering Butch has, just recently did he was like credited on Fairly Odder, I'm sure he would come back for that, right? I'd like to see something like that, and it has to be 2D animation. None of this live action bullshit. None of this 3D animation bullshit. They need to bring him back for full 2D cartoon again. So that was number 8. Number 9, very quick one here. ChalkZone. I think 5 years ago in 2018. Okay, I think like it was the 20th anniversary. What was it? The 20th anniversary of ChalkZone or something like that. They were talking about possibly bringing back ChalkZone for a new season or a reboot. I think they actually used the term reboot back in this was 5 years ago. I don't know what happened, but there's definitely been some discussion of a ChalkZone reboot. And again, with Nickelodeon reverting back to the old Splat logo, could be a sign that they want to go back to their old franchises and give them reboots. And so that could be an interesting idea to bring ChalkZone back to the forefront for a new generation with a reboot. I'd love to see it. I think ChalkZone was a great show. A lot of great songs at the end of. Remember at the end of the credits, like every episode, they would actually do like a different song. I love some of those songs. Were they as good as like Phineas and Ferb songs? No, not really. But like, it was still a good show. A great little show. I miss Snap, right? Snap. That was his name, right? Snap. The little blue guy there with the bandit hat or whatever. Snap was just a really great character. Rudy was a great character. What was the other girl's name? Charlotte or something? I don't even remember. Beth? Was it Beth? I don't know. But yeah, I want to see ChalkZone return. So that was number 9, prediction number 9. And finally, number 10. You guys probably know where I'm going with this because I did like 3 videos on it. Alvin and the Chipmunks for sale. Okay. So you guys might remember a long time ago, I did a bunch of videos where Alvin and the Chipmunks owner seeks a sale for $300 million. So the owner of Alvin and Chipmunks literally trying to offload this property for $300 million. That's very steep, right? That's a very expensive cost. I don't think they're going to get $300 million, maybe like 250, maybe like 230. I don't know. But yeah, they want to sell Alvin and the Chipmunks. Paramount, right? Paramount has already been making Alvin and the Chipmunk related shows on their network. So my theory here is they're going to announce, because it's been a few years, right? 2021, we're in 2023 now. My theory is that they're going to come out of the woodwork and announce to investors that yes, they have purchased Alvin and the Chipmunks for, I don't know, $230 million. They now own the brand. They're going to make their own shows, movies, etc., etc. And that's the end. That's it. 10 predictions. That was a lot of work there, folks. That was a lot of ideas conjuring here. But yes, I got a nice list here. I think these were all individually unique because I obviously there was like some cheesy things. I could have just been like, hey guys, we're going to get 5 new seasons of like SpongeBob. Like that would suck, right? Like I can't do that. That would be cheating. So I think I gave you guys 10 really good ones here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll just quickly repeat those all just in case you wanted a refresher at the end here. So I think there's going to be a Danny Phantom movie that's based off of that comic. I think we're going to get a CatDog, maybe a reboot. Ren and Stimpy, we're going to get an update. What's happening with that show? Is it coming back? Is it canceled? I think it's still they said it's still happening. So we're probably maybe a release date. Maybe we'll get a release date. Number 4, the Patrick Star movie. Remember SpongeBob is getting a bunch of movies. We still don't know one of those movies. Probably a Patrick Star movie. Jimmy Neutron coming back for a new season or another movie, just like how he started out as a movie franchise. My Life as a Teenage Robot coming back for probably a reboot, right? It'd probably be a reboot. Wild Thornberrys getting a 3D reboot, just like Rugrats. And then Fairly Odd Parents with a new family instead of Timmy Turner is number 8. Number 9 is, of course, ChalkZone. Straight up getting a reboot, right? It seems like they really want to just do like a ChalkZone reboot. And number 10, of course, Alvin and the Chipmunk owner seek sale for $300 million. So the idea is that Paramount is going to purchase this and they're going to announce it. That's my prediction. So there you go, folks. That's 10 unique predictions. I hope you enjoyed that all. Let me know down below. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think my predictions are too wacky here? Or, I think the weirdest one was that Fairly OddParents reboot one with a different family. I don't know if that'll happen, but it's definitely a lot better than that stupid live action show. So hopefully they do that instead of making more seasons of that trash. And I want to hear all your thoughts in the comments down below. Please like, please share, please subscribe. And why not watch an ad for your boy Sandro? Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Bye-bye.